What's going on, guys? So this project, we got something a little different going on. It's going to be way cool. So this is going to be for Jim from Shipping Connections. And what we're going to do is we're going to pour a little 1/2 inch teal color. We're going to seal the edges and do the rest clear. All right, we're going to run the clear through a vacuum chamber to get rid of all the micro bubbles. And then we're going to have big Shipping Connections logo right here. And to do that, we ended up buying the Shaper, which is like a portable CNC machine that's perfect for stuff like this. So, and then today we're doing a live event on Instagram. So people are allowed to show up. We're gonna educate and show people how to do and what to do on this types of stuff. And it should be pretty fun. So stay tuned for all that. So we have Jim here from Shipping Connections. This is his table, and we're gonna have him pour it. Be good content, good for the video. And what we're doing right now is we're pouring old Loggin 2, and this is a casting epoxy, and we're gonna do 4.5 gallons. We'll do 3 gallons first in this 5-gallon bucket, and we're gonna put Blue Green by Black Diamond. Right here, Blue Green. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour about a 1/2 inch right up here, a 1/2 inch layer, and then we're gonna seal the edges with the epoxy. So when we do a second pour for the clear, we're gonna put the pour in a vacuum chamber to release any micro bubbles that we will have. Once that's dried, we're gonna put Shipping Connections, his logo, in the wood and in the epoxy, about this big right here. You're gonna measure it by the capful?
Yeah, so that's about enough, right?
See, more than that.
More than that?
Oh yeah. We want this thing to be dark. We don't want it to be clear at all. We don't want the thing to be translucent at all.
Maybe just a little bit more. Is that enough?
Yeah, that's enough. Wow, that's pretty.
Actually need more.
All right, you're good.
Ready?
Yep.
You gotta say when.
Say when. So satisfying for some reason.
That's a really pretty color.
That's cool. The guys, live. We're also doing a live deal on Instagram. I'm gonna start doing
looks like the whole thing.
live feeds on Instagram every pour.
Sides.
Maybe YouTube at some point as well.
We need about 3/4 inch to an inch of clearance for the clear.
Oh, because we mixed it.
I don't need it. But that's alright. We'll just mix them out real quick. Look at that right there.
Look at that cool. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's way cool. Oh, you should pour some right here.
It's all gone.
It'll seep under. It's all good.
We can throw some more in there too if we need to. I think I poured a little bit less since we did.
Nice.
Yeah, let's go.
So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this epoxy and we're gonna coat these little live edges right here. So that way it will seal from any air bubbles coming into play when we do the clear pour. Now, if I were to just do pigments, the whole thing, I would just stand to 320, I wouldn't use a vacuum chamber, and I wouldn't seal the edges. But because we're doing a clear pour, we have to use a vacuum chamber to minimize any type of air bubbles, and we gotta seal these edges. Now, we're gonna do the clear pour in 2 days. In 2 days, these edges will be tacky. They will not be solid, and it will be okay to go in and pour without having to do any sanding or anything like that. And then that's what we will do on Monday. Right now we'll set and let this stay. I have the temperature, the AC on at 68 degrees. We'll leave it on 68 degrees for 48 hours.
Very paranoid about.
This is going to be some massive character in these slabs.
Yeah, we're still talking. But I still like it.
All right, go ahead. There you go. That's enough. And then just go and pour back, maybe in that corner over there. Yeah, a little hole right there. That'll be good.
Can I get it in there without getting it on the top, or is it gonna matter?
It ain't gonna matter. Just try not to get too much on the top. You'll be all right.
Say when.
That's good. And then just pour the rest in here. Oh, actually, let's pour some of that little tray. Yeah, we're gonna do this one blue.
The bonus meat serving tray the table.
We're gonna practice your logo on this. Yeah, hold on. So right here we're doing a tray too, and what we're gonna do with that tray is we're gonna practice putting his logo on that tray before we do this big old table.
Tell me how much.
There we go. We're just gonna do, I wanna do clear on that one too, so you're just gonna do a little bit there, that's good. And then do a little bit on that side. And then I also wanna do, like this will be half, and I'll do the other clear.
Say when.
That's good. And then we'll just let that soak, and then we'll do a clear pour on the other.
So the rest of this in here?
And the rest of this in here.
See that for? I just kind of.
That looks vibrant.
Sorry.
All right, it's been exactly 48 hours now. We did this at noon 2 days ago, and it is noon now. And what you see is you can put a little thumbprint in. Oh, I guess you guys can't see that, but you can put a thumbprint in there, and that's a perfect consistency to do another pour without scratching it. So we can do a second pour, and we're gonna do all clear on this one. And right now we got Jacob over here. We mixed it, and we got a 15-gallon bucket to put the 5-gallon bucket in there and do it all at once. So that's what we got going on here. That will take about a good 5 or 10 minutes to get all the bubbles to release out of that bucket, and then we'll pour it in here. Now, if you guys remember, I've also epoxied the sides here, the edges, to minimize any air bubbles coming out. Now, it's still tacky enough that it will create a good bond whenever I put the second layer of epoxy in there. Now, what we're doing here is we're waiting till that gets to 27. Once that gets to 27, we will turn off the pump, and we'll just let it sit there, and it'll take all the air out of the bucket. Now, if you can, I don't know if you can really see right now, but you can start seeing a lot of bubbles coming up out of that epoxy. And that's exactly what we're doing and what we're needing. And then once all those dissipate, we'll take it out and we'll pour it in our table. All right, now we got the bucket out for the, go ahead and make the pour. We released all the, degassed all the bubbles, so he's going to do a nice little slow pour here. So trickle in, and we're going to try and get as less of air bubbles as possible. So what we're going to do here is fill this up. I'm thinking it's going to take 6 gallons. So we just did 3 gallons, put it in a vacuum chamber, let all the bubbles release. Took about 15-20 minutes, let all the bubbles release, and then we'll do another 3-gallon pour, doing the same process.
I go a little bit.
Yeah, you can go a little bit more than that. Can you see that on the? Yeah, as long as it's not splashing or anything like that, you can. And that'll be fine.
Those we can pop with the Those aren't micro bubbles.
Then also what I got is I got the air conditioner on 68 degrees. And I'm gonna leave it on 68 degrees for 2 days. And then after that, the thermal will start going down, then I can turn off the air conditioner. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat, this is a thermal gun, and you want it to be under 100 degrees, ideally. I always try and keep it around 80, okay? And so this is gallon number 6 of the clear. And what Jacob's doing is he is gonna pour it over the side of the slab, and so it trickles down like so into the river. And the reason why we're doing that, so we don't introduce more air bubbles by just slamming it in on that thing.
I'm kind of different.
And what we do, you're starting to see all this depth, right? You're gonna see a lot of this depth. It's gonna come all the way up here. And then once this cures, we will then put in his logo right here. And it's gonna be about 3 foot wide, a foot wide, 3 foot long. And then we'll do a 3/4 inch depth in the CNC so you could see the logo suspended in the table. What a cool color this came out to be too. So total, this will make 10.5 gallons of epoxy, and I'm thinking we're going to be about 1.5 gallons, 2 gallons short. So we'll probably have to do up another one. And we'll fill in all these little holes. And what I did is I took some of the pigment when we first did it and made sure I poured some in here so we could see all the little bit of a blue glitter and stuff. And this is going to be filled with clear as well, so that way you'll be able to see the depth whenever we sand it and finish it. Woo, look at that. 14.5 gallons is what it ended up being. Now it's been 24 hours, a little bit more than 24 hours. And right now the thermal's down. It's 76. It got up, I came in at in the morning at 2 o'clock, and it was up to like 90 something. So I put the fan on and it cooled it down to about 80, and it worked out perfect. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit here until Friday. So we're gonna give this 5 days, let it fully on, be hard, be cured before we start doing the CNC portion of this project. So stay tuned. That'll be part 1 of this video build. Part 2 will be CNCing that and finishing it and putting the base on it and stuff like that. So stay tuned for the next week when we do part 2. Appreciate for subscribing to our videos, and we'll see you guys next week.